Hey everyone, welcome. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. Today we are going to warm up our body a little bit and then come to the floor and do some of my favorite ways to release tension in my hamstrings and low back. So if you want to move more, do the entire class. If you're looking for just a quick hamstring, low back release, inner thigh release, look in the details below and I'll have the time that it starts. Today's class, we're going to need a belt, 2 blocks or something that can function as blocks, basically to extend our arms, and a blanket or towels, something to elevate the hips and protect the knees, and a chair. So let's come onto our back, onto the floor, and just go ahead and just lay all the way down. You can start with your feet on the mat, letting the knees fall together if your low back is tight today. If you're feeling okay in your low back, begin in Shavasana. Extend the arms alongside the body. And just take a few moments just to really settle in. Deepening the breath. Maybe slowing it down if that feels good. So inquiring, where are you? Or ask yourself, where am I? Where am I right now? Bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Here. You're here on the floor. Exhale completely. Evacuate the lungs. Every last bit of breath out. And then when it's time to inhale, take a big morning stretch. Extend your arms away from your legs. Just stretching legs the first time you got up in the morning. It's the first time you got up in the day. Keep all this length in your body as you start to walk your arms and legs to the right. So we're going to come to banana. So this is just a passive side stretch. So we're not so concerned about how far our arms go or our legs go to the right, but rather is the left hip on the mat, and are you feeling a nice even stretch throughout the left side body, the left side waist, a little bit of the left ribs, maybe the outer left armpit. Notice if there's any resistance to this stretch. Maybe you just need to deepen the breath, or maybe you got to come out of it a little bit. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. One more breath here. And then let's go second side, walking arms and legs to the left. So you feel a nice even stretch from the right hip bone up through the outer right armpit. Notice what position your head's in. Just be intentional with how you're placing your head. You could turn it to one side or the other or look up, but keep deepening your breath. One more round of breath here. And then coming back through center. Gently collecting your legs in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. Welcoming yourself to the mat, to your practice here now. And allowing your mind to empty of whatever has come before this practice today. Just here, being here now. And then rolling to one side, come on up to a seat for a moment. Grab your blanket. and put it on the middle of the mat. We're going to be doing a variation of Vajrasana that we've done before. We're up on our knees, sweeping up and down with the arms. If you cannot put weight on your knees, then have a seat in that chair, and you're simply going to inhale, sweep up, exhale, dive forward, and then inhale, sweeping up. The feet are on the floor. So everybody else coming to sit back into child's pose. And let this be a very strong, active child's pose, walking your hands away from the blanket, elbows straightening, lengthening all sides of the waist. Exhale completely. And then walking the hands alongside the body, back behind you. On an inhale, kick into the floor, stand up, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, lead with your heart as you hinge from your hips. Forehead just gives the ground just a little tap. And then inhaling, coming back up again. So the knees are directly underneath our hips. We're feeling the glutes work as we hinge from our hips, little tap down, forehead taps down. If you can't make it all the way down, that's okay. Make sure you're breathing. We're looking to strengthen the glutes here. Inhaling with an open heart as you come up. Let's do that about, a few more rounds here, coming up and down. Excellent. And then we're going to meet with our arms overhead. So if you're sitting in a chair, arms overhead, if you have like one frozen shoulder, so maybe only one arm can do this, then make the other arm symmetrical to that arm, just so that we get some more symmetry in the shoulders. Okay, so you might be like this or like this. A few more breaths here as you draw your thigh bones back slightly, hollow the belly, and then lift your heart a little higher away from the navel. On an exhale, keep your hips facing forward towards the front edge of the mat, but turn your heart and belly to the left as you open the arms out wide. On an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist opposite side. You want to stay long and strong in the tummy. Tailbone lengthening towards the floor. Keep moving with your breath. And as we continue to twist on the exhale and open the arms and lift the arms overhead, untwist on the inhale, notice what your head is doing. Where is your head, your neck in space? Where's your head out? And try to keep the head drawing back slightly and the jawbone parallel with the floor. Tummy in, a few more times on either side. Good, finish with the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to hips, roll the shoulders. And then let's come up to stand, have a block on your mat. You can clear the blanket off your mat. So have your block on your mat about on its lowest setting, and let's stretch out the calves. So you're gonna bring the ball of your right foot to the block, heel to the floor. And let that knee bend if it needs to, it doesn't have to straighten. And have your hips facing the same direction your right toes are pointing, so forward. And then interlace the fingers and inhale, reach the arms up overhead, stay long, keep breathing. And again, if you've got one frozen shoulder or shoulder stuff, just keep the arms out into a cactus shape. Fingers spread brightly, palms facing forward, broad chest. One more breath. Release. Second side, toes up the block, heels to the mat. Take a moment, square hips to face the same direction your left toes are pointing, which is forward. And then take your arm variation, get broad in the chest, keep breathing. Breathing into any areas of constriction you may feel. Just notice sometimes the face gets tight when we're experiencing a tightness in the body. One more round of breath here. Good, and then go ahead and release, arms alongside the body. You can move your block off to the side. Let's practice a little bit of balance, tree pose. Let's work the ankles for a moment. So weight of the body in the right foot, and then you're just gonna kind of roll the left foot around on the mat, just kind of rolling the ankle. If you're lucky like me, you get a little snap, crackle, pop, go the other direction. The ancient Tibetan yogis, they say that when the joints pop, that's wisdom being released. So you could be like, oh, all this wisdom in my left ankle joint. And then second side, weight in left foot, roll the right ankle. And other direction. Lovely mountain pose, toes pointing forward, feet parallel. Generally, that means outer edges of the feet parallel to each other. So it might feel like you're turning your toes in. That's super weird. Split the difference. And keep the knees slightly soft, arms alongside the body, thigh bones moving back. And inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, back down the back. Lengthen the neck on all sides as you lift the crown of the head away from the floor. Now rest your eyes softly on something that's eye level in front of you. Maybe something beautiful in your house. And then shift your weight into your right foot. Bring your palms together in front of your heart and bring the left heel to the inner right ankle, turning the left knee open out like a book. And so not so interested in how high the foot goes up, but what we are interested in is being able to balance without holding something if we can. Please grab something if you think you're going to fall, but this is how we build strength. And then from here, if you feel like you have the capacity, bring the foot either above or below the knee. We've got a couple more breaths. You're always welcome to do something special with your arms too, if you like. And just notice what's going on in your butt. Sometimes the butt turns off here and the hips swing forward. Just check it out. Stay toned in the tummy, untucked in the tail. And then let's do the second side. Left foot to the mat, toes forward. Resting our eyes on one point. Resting those eyes so you can rest your mind, feel your breath. Finding your expression of tree pose right now. We've got a few more breaths here. I'd like you to imagine that you have like handles on either side of your ribs and someone's just like lifting the handles up away from your pelvis. So, oh, you're getting so much length in the entire waist. Got one more breath here. And then return the feet to the floor. Okay, we're gonna move a little bit more than we have traditionally moved previously. If having any weight at all on your knees is a problem, you're just gonna come sit in the chair. We're basically gonna move into some lunges, and you could just, like we've done previously, step one foot back, work out that hip. You can do the arms, follow along if you like with us. Okay, so from here to begin, standing nice and tall. You're going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, and then exhale, fold forward. Walk your hands up the legs any amount, and then come to a half forward fold, extending your heart away from your hips. On the exhale, fold back down. On an inhale, sweep all the way up, reach up. And then exhale, palms together in front of your heart. One more thing, let's locate our blocks, and that's going to help us come into this lunge. So you're going to have blocks on either side of your mat. You can start by having them standing up on their second highest height. And then let's come into it again. So starting with a half sun salutation, inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive. Look at your knees. On an inhale, half forward fold, extend your heart away from your pelvis. Exhale, bring your hands to your blocks. Slowly step your right knee back and lowering the right knee. Now let the right knee move back as far as feels healthy for you. I like to tuck my back toe. It helps kind of get a better stretch for me. You can untuck it if that doesn't work for your ankle. Inhale, lift your heart, lengthen away from your pelvis. And then exhale, lift the back knee and step forward, forward fold. Half forward fold, inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold back down, Uttanasana. On the inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Take a round of breath here. So you're always welcome, of course, not to use the blocks or your props. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Fingertips touch something. Then inhale, half forward fold. Reach your heart away from your hips. Exhale, bring your hands to your blocks. Slowly step your left foot back, lowering the left knee, taking a lunge on the second side. My right knee is over my right heel generally, squaring my hips to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen your heart away from your pelvis. Exhale, fold maybe your heart deeper towards the floor. Good, inhale, lifting the back knee, and then exhale, step forward, forward fold. Hands to shins, inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a round of breath. Good, let's do that one more time on both sides. So as you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands to block. Slowly step your right foot back. Slowly lower the right knee. Walking that left foot forward till you feel a healthy stretch, squaring the hips to the front of the mat. On your next inhale, slowly lift the back knee, and the exhale, spring forward into a forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, Uttanasana, or forward fold. Inhale, come to stand, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Feel your breath. Okay, second side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands to blocks. Slowly stepping left foot back, slowly lowering left knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen your heart. Square the hips to the front of the mat. Exhale completely. And then the inhale, slowly lifting the back knee, and exhale, spring forward, forward fold. Half forward fold, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart, feel your breath. Excellent. Okay, come on down to the mat. I'd like you to clear everything off the mat, off to the side. We're gonna lay onto our belly. Okay, bring your right cheek to the mat, arms alongside the body. Have the tops of the feet on the mat as well. And we're going to do a variation of Ardha Shalabhasana, or half locust, with the breath. So on an inhale, sweep your right arm out to the side like half a snow angel. Lift your heart, and right arm is in front of you. Gaze forward. On the exhale, sweep the right arm out to the right and then back behind you to the mat. Bring your right cheek to the mat. Let's do the second side, just the arms first. Inhale, left arm sweeps out and forward, gaze forward. Exhale, left side of the face to the mat. Return left arm alongside the body. Let's add the legs. Left leg lifts, right arm sweeps out to the right. Tone tummy and then forward, gaze forward. Exhale, sweep right arm out to the right as you turn your head to the left. Right side of the face to the floor. Right leg, left arm sweeps up and forward. Exhale, left side of the face to the floor. Return to the mat. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Long tummy. Exhale, right side of the face to the floor. I encourage you to be most interested in length of the spine as you move through this, alternating lifting one leg and opposite arm, rather than being so concerned about how high you lift the arm and the leg. So if you tend to have a really tight back, really lifting the arms and the legs, like being more concerned about lifting the legs high and the arms high is going to potentially pinch the back. So let's create more length in the spine before we go into those back bends. A few more rounds like this. Okay, next time you return to the floor, completely relax, let go, give the hips a little shimmy. Sphinx pose. Prop yourself up on your elbows. Forearms are parallel. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Now, pressing the elbows down, wrap the shoulder blades around the side body and towards the heart, the back of the heart, right? So the back body. Feel your heart open, gazing forward. And drop your chin towards your throat for a moment. And then keeping the chin somewhat close to the throat, then start to lift the back of the head. And then from there, craning the neck out of the shoulders, pushing the elbows down, lift up out of those shoulders. Allow the chin to slightly come away from the throat now. And just take a couple of breaths and see how much ease and grace you can bring into this posture. What feels good? Let go of any cues maybe that didn't feel good for your body, and just enjoy what is here for you in Sphinx pose. And then let's return to the mat, coming into crocodile pose. Stack the palms face down and let your forehead rest on your hands. Take the feet wide and shimmy the hips as you release any activity in the body, releasing any gripping in the legs or the back, shoulders. Then coming into stillness and take a really big belly breath in. And letting the breath out through the mouth. Let's do that once more on our own as you're ready. Lovely, go ahead and come on up. Okay, so you are either going to come into a downward dog or a chair downward dog, right? So a downward dog would be like, whoop. That's not working for your wrists. Then just come into chair dog, hands on the seat of the chair. And then taking a look at your feet, whatever variation of downward dog you're in, have your toes pointing forward, about a fist or a fist and a half width apart. And then bringing some movement to your dog, whatever variation you're in, so that it feels really good. Let it feel like a morning stretch. Maybe you like to get the little side bend in the waist here. Maybe you want to pedal your feet. Take the next 4 or 5 breaths to see how good your expression of downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, is. Take note of what your head's doing, the rhythm of your breath. The knees could bend, they could straighten. Really letting yourself just empty out of thoughts, and kind of enter into the space of feeling. One more breath. Excellent. Come on up or come on down. We're actually going to the floor next. So locate your one block, a blanket and a strap. We're going to sit down on our blanket to help elevate the hips. Go ahead and have a seat. And place your feet on the floor in front of you till your knees are bent. If you get into this position and you feel like you're really excessively rounding, you might need to lift your hips a little bit more or walk your feet further away from you. Take your belt and put it into a loop so that it would fit around your thighs. I have a little bit of space between my thighs. That's okay. I've got like a fist distance of space. You can make it real tight if you want to, though. But once you kind of measure it out, you'll just put it kind of down and let it rest around the ankles. We're not going to use it just yet. First, we're going to take the block and place it between our thighs. Right? So you've got the strap measured out. Don't need it right now, though. It's ready when we're ready. Bring the block on its thinnest setting between the thighs. If you don't have a block, grab a travel mug, like a steel travel mug or something, or maybe a water bottle, and just something to help encourage your inner thighs to light up. You want to hold whatever it is, you're gently squeezing it. And as you do this, slide your hands around the fronts of your knees or maybe down the shins and see if you can lift your heart really high, lifting the pelvic floor slightly. The low belly is pulling in and up. Squeeze the block. Press the feet into the floor. Squeeze the block. Press the feet into the floor. So this is like, this kind of has a quality of boat pose. If you've seen people, they like make their body like Pilates style into a V. But what I love so much about this, using the block, we're inviting our pelvic floor to activate if we lift our heart and hollow our lower belly. And we're lengthening our heart away from our hips. So sometimes we can lose true core activation and just use our hip flexors if we go on into that kind of V position without really checking in. Is my core engaged? Is my heart open? Lift the heart a little higher. One more breath here. Squeeze the block, squeeze the block. And then release the block. You can put the block off to the side. Grab your strap. Slide it up to your thighs. And now I'd like you to try to open your legs wide. Strap won't let you go anywhere, belt. Open the legs wide, same thing. Low belly in, lift your heart. Open the legs, keep opening them. So we're really asking the hip muscles on the outsides to fire up. And then keep this firing up quality. We're going to take it into a twist, right? So keep trying to open the knees into the strap or open the legs in the strap. Bring your left hand back behind you. Lift your heart and then bring the back of your right hand to the outside of your left leg somewhere. Just helping rotate the upper spine to the left. Look over left shoulder. Right shoulder blade sliding down and opening up away from the ribs. One more breath. And then come on back through center. Let's do the second side. Keep opening, keep opening. Open those knees wide. Strap's not going to let you do it. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, twisting. Maybe head turns to the right a little bit more. Feel your breath. Low belly in. Working those legs. Moving into this twist. Left shoulder blades coming down away from the ear and slightly off the back as you use that left arm like a lever. Last breath. Slowly come out of it. And slide the strap down. Cobbler's pose. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall open. Bring the heels as close to your groin as possible. I know I'm kind of like, don't worry about it. Bring them away usually. But today we're going to just do a little something different. Mix it up. Heels come close to the groin and sit nice and tall. And now, of course, bringing those heels close to your groin, if that causes pain, don't do it, right? But if you can, bringing them a little bit closer than you would naturally or normally do. One more inhale, get a little higher, heart away from navel. And then exhale, let's extend our left leg out to the left. See, I will pivot so you can see me. You can stay as you are, but I've got kind of like a half cobbler's pose in my right leg. If you're feeling like your right knee's just kind of floating in space, it feels kind of awkward or uncomfortable, slide a block underneath it, support it. So you don't have to worry about that right leg. That's only if you need it, right? And then get really tall and exhale, walk the hands forward and fold straight over that right heel. The left toes, take a look at them. Reach through that left heel, pulling the left toes back towards the kneecap. So the left knee and the left toes, they're pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach your heart away from your navel. Exhale, hinging forward in your mount. And we'll be here for a few more breaths, just breathing deep. Take one more slow breath in and out. And then come on up. Okay, so now take that left leg, it's off to the side, right? Let's swing it forward for Janu Shirshasana. Maybe that block is involved, maybe it's not. Before you come down into the forward fold over the left leg, let's take a really brief twist. But I'd like you to first align your head, heart, over pelvis. So ears are over shoulders for start. Peel the left toes back towards your face, low belly in, and then left hand behind you, back of the right hand presses into the outside of your left leg. Once again, using that right arm as a lever, right shoulder blade comes off the back a little bit and down away from the ear. Turning the head to look over the left shoulder. One more round of breath. And then slowly untwisting. Okay, let's take our fold over the left leg. You got your strap nearby. If you want it, you could use it. Breathing deep here. And as we fold over this left leg, I wanted to read you this quote by Pema Chodron. She says, expansion never happens through greediness or pushing or striving. It happens through some combination of learning to relax where you already are, and at the same time, keeping the possibility open that your capacity, my capacity, the capacity of all beings is limitless. One more big breath in and out. Come on up. Slowly bend that left knee, and let's start from the top on the second side. So extend your right leg out to the right. Maybe you slide a block under that bent knee. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the creases of the hips. Take a look at your right foot. Reach through the right heel, peel the toes towards the kneecap. Kneecaps pointing up, so is the toes. Really anchoring the bottom into the towel or blanket that you're sitting on. And then from this anchoring point, reach your heart away, extending, growing, lengthening. So just kind of being present with where you are. Where are you today? Where is your hamstrings today? What is the state of them? And just opening to whatever the situation is of your right hamstrings or inner thighs. Letting the breath be a symbol of that openness. Couple more breaths here. And then come on up. Help bring that right leg forward, preparing for Janu Shirshasana prep twist. Extending the right leg straight forward, sole opposite foot to the inner thigh. Line up your head with your heart, lining up over your foundation, which is your pelvis, ears over ears, ears over shoulders, and then right hand back behind you, back of the left hand to the outer left leg. Take your twist, left arm's a lever, peeling that shoulder away from the neck. Head turns to the right any amount. Keep your breath going. Keep the belly drawing back, or drawing in rather. One more round of breath like this. And then slowly untwist. and take your Janu Shirshasana, folding over the right leg. Maybe there's a strap involved. And tilting the front of the pelvis towards the floor. Expansion never happens through greediness or pushing or striving. It happens through some combination of learning to relax where you already are, at the same time keeping the possibility open that your capacity, my capacity, the capacity of all beings is limitless. She says, as we continue to relax where we are, our opening expands. This is the potential of a human being. This is the gift of a human birth. Good, come on back up. Take a moment in cobbler's pose as I show you what we're gonna do next. We are going to take our blanket or towel or whatever it is and just create a little bit of a platform for our body. Mine is, I don't know, it's probably about like 1/2 inch. Yours could be a little bit higher if you want, but you're gonna probably no higher than 1 inch though. You're gonna sit with your bottom on the mat and then lay back on the blanket. So as you're ready, go ahead and set up. You'll notice though that the back of my pelvis is on the floor. And then just starting around my low back, the blanket edges, and then the rest of the blanket is behind me. So as you come on down, rest your feet on the mat, let your knees bend, bring your hands to your belly, take a belly breath in, out through the mouth. And then slowly draw the knees into the chest. So now the pelvis continues to be actually just a little bit lower than the rest of the body. This is good. And we're going to move in and out of basically like a reclined staff pose. Arms are going to come alongside the body. And let's just do the legs first. So on an inhale, extend your heels towards the sky. And maybe that's kind of like this, or maybe your knees bend a little bit. That's okay if the backs of the legs are still tight. On the exhale, bend the knees, heels towards the bottom. Let's do it again. Inhale, extend through the heels. Exhale, bend. Okay, adding the arms. Inhale, extend legs, sweep arms up, and then back behind you, palms face each other. Here you are, you're like the letter L. Exhale, arms sweep up, and then back alongside the body. Knees bend. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale. You are the letter L. Here's your reclined staff. Exhale. Return to beginning position. Keep moving with your breath and just noticing the position of the head, the neck. Try to keep the back of the neck long, the face relaxed, and feeling how we're kind of drawing air into the body as we reach the arms behind us and extend the legs up. A few more times. Last one. Fabulous. Return your feet to the floor. Lift your hips like up and then hop them like 1 inch to the right. Boom. Preparing for a twist. You're going to cross your right thigh over your left and then bring the legs into the chest without touching them and then rolling the legs off to the left. Extend your right arm back behind you and rest the left hand on the top of the legs. Keep reaching your top hip, that's your right one, away from your face. If this feels too intense of a twist, just come into regular untwisted legs, just kind of a regular easy twist, right? But what we're doing here is right arm is back behind us in this twist to help lengthen right side of the body. Right, so right arm's kind of overhead. And then if you have your legs crossed, this is a nice opportunity to get a bit of a stretch in the outer right thigh. Keep reaching the top hip away from your face. You can gaze at the ceiling. About one more round of breath here. Okay, come on back through center. Untangle the legs, both feet on the mat, knees bent, arms alongside the body. Take a moment, just notice what's going on in your body, your breath. Second side, hop your hips an inch to the left or so. Cross left thigh over right, if that's the variation you'd like to do. And then extend left arm behind you. Right hand rests on top thigh. Now, I'm not super concerned about getting my legs to the floor. They're slightly hovering, and that feels okay for me. You're always welcome to stuff a block or something under the legs if that's unsettling. Reach the left hip. That's your top one. Reach it away from your face. Lots of length. Feel your breath. Gaze at the ceiling. Right, so what does she say? Expansion never happens from pressuring or pushing. It comes from opening to what is right now. What is in your body right now, and then allow your body to kind of feel like open like a flower, just opening like a flower opens to the sun. One more breath here. Slowly untwist, untangle, feet to the mat, knees bent. Take a moment, notice. And if you're feeling and you're like, man, I don't feel like a flower opening to the sun right now, maybe you just open to that, being open to not feeling open. And also you can maybe inquire, maybe you just go a little bit easier next time on yourself. Okay, let's finish it off with a little bit of bridge pose. So feet are thighs, hips width distance apart, arms can come alongside the body, and grab a hold of the edges of your mat. Walk your hands down the edges of the mat away from your face, and then wrap your shoulder blades around to the back body so that now your neck feels real long. All four corners of the feet into the mat as you gaze at the ceiling and lift the hips into bridge pose. Please keep the thighs parallel. So there's a tendency to let the knees fall open. Do your best to try to move towards that direction, but they may open a little bit if the tops of the thighs are quite confined, and that's okay. Breathe, feel your breath. And can you get your glutes engaged, the backs of the legs engaged without gripping, right? So without that kind of pushing quality, more of this creative, open but active quality of activation in the glutes. About one more breath here. Open throat. And then exhale, roll one vertebrae down to the mat at a time, best you can. Rear's the last thing to come down. Take the feet as wide as the mat. Inner thighs or thighs touch. Bring your hands to your belly. Take a big breath in to the hands. Let it out through the mouth. Bring your hands to your low ribs. Expand the low ribs as you inhale. Hold it for a count. Open the mouth, exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale into the belly, the low ribs, then the heart. Open the mouth, let it out. And then just breathe naturally and just see if there's any amount you can release your low back to the mat further. So without pushing, just giving the low back and the back body permission to let go. About a breath or two more like this. Permission to relax. Right, and then grab your blanket or towel, whatever's behind you. And this is just an option. If you've got a lot of neck stuff and you're like, no way, I don't like this, please don't. But I like to grab my blanket and then kind of roll it up and create a roll for behind my neck so that the back of my head then comes to the floor, back of the head's to the floor. I've got this kind of big spacer behind my neck to keep my head from kind of like getting sucked into the rest of my body, right? So it's kind of like a neck extender. And so the roll might be quite thick actually. Just feel it out. It could be quite thick. And then it'll cause your chin to slightly tilt up. That's totally cool. I want you to bring the palms together, kind of namaste, Anjali Mudra. And then with the knuckles of your thumbs, bring them to your third eye area, right? So it's like the space between your eyebrows. Bring them there and gently push the knuckles of the thumbs into that area and then drag the skin away from like towards the top of the mat. So it's going to cause the head maybe to start to look up a little bit more. That's totally fine. Hopefully it feels really relaxing. I find it's pretty relaxing. You could even kind of part the knuckles of the thumbs a little bit and just help release the muscles that are between the eyebrows. Let the mouth gape open. And then slowly extend the legs. You can keep this. Maybe helping the head look up a little bit more by dragging the skin between the eyes towards the hairline a little bit more, maybe parting the thumbs a little bit more, what feels good. Take one more round of breath like this. And then part your palms, spreading the skin of your forehead like you're going to kind of try to split the skin of your forehead. Sweep the hands away from each other towards the temples. Give your temples a little massage. Let your body sink into the floor. Massage under your cheekbones. Then drag it down, massaging your jaw muscles. Notice maybe one side feels a little more tighter. Just being curious and open to what you find. In the spirit of just getting to know yourself where you are right here, right now, always changes. It's like the weather. And then moving down to the chin and the upper lip, little circles. And then releasing the arms alongside the body. Relax, rest, melt into the floor. And really allow yourself to empty, 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 empty out. And as you do this emptying, perhaps sensations, thoughts will arise in this empty space. And just allow them to be seen, but not engaging in them. Let them kind of fade out as quickly as they faded in. Coming back to emptying out, empty space, emptying.
So it's not a quality of aggressively pushing things away, rather just a choice not to engage. Not right now. Right now is not the time for engagement. It's the time for disengagement in that way, disengagement of the thinking mind. Take the next 5 to 8 breaths to really just empty. Be here now. If you can stay longer in Shavasana and would like to, please do. If you only have an hour to practice, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then a big morning stretch once again. Collecting your legs into your body. One more hug, a hug of gratitude. Thank yourself for taking this time. Whatever amount you were able to offer yourself is such a gift, not only to you, but those around you. And then roll to one side, slowly come up to a seat of your choice. If you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone special, hold them in your heart, see them in your mind right now, maybe imagine where they are in their day. And we're going to collect all this goodness that we cultivated up on the inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to send it out to this lovely being. So big breath in, send it out. And now you see them feeling good too. Thank you so much for your practice. Namaste.